Hello, welcome to another edition of InfoHub Extended. Guyana for the first time hosted the 24th Inter-American Congress of Ministers and High-Level Authorities of Tourism under the theme Connecting the Americas Through Sustainable Tourism at the Marriott Hotel Georgetown. The event was considered fruitful by the organizers and those attending.
The event saw at least 26 members of the Organization of American States participating in the two-day event. Opening the conference on the first day, President David GRANGER urged a gathering of ministers and high-level tourism officials to seek solutions to boost annual tourist arrivals in the Americas.
This Congress can do so by protecting the Americas' natural capital, by developing a concerted approach to the environment, by promoting increased connectivity between tourist destinations, by encouraging the development of infrastructure, and providing smaller states, particularly the small island states of the Caribbean, with easier access to capital for investment to build a more resilient industry.
The head of state further encouraged the protection of the region's tourism assets from the threats of transnational crime such as trafficking in persons, illicit drugs and cybercrime. This, he said, will ensure safer destinations for visitors and citizens alike.
The Americas are endowed with unspoiled islands, grasslands, wetlands, waterfalls, lakes, rivers, and rainforests. These are all the habitat of unmatched flora and wildlife. The Americas must protect and preserve these priceless assets for the benefit of present and future generations.
Minister of Business DOMINIC Gaskin pledged Guyana's commitment to ensuring the development of the region's tourism industry. He noted that there is much to be gained.
And we see sustainable tourism as the only option for securing long-term benefits from this particular economic activity. So for us, this conference is an important platform for our own development agenda, but more importantly, we understand that the future of tourism in Guyana is integrally connected to the future of tourism in the Americas, and we are keen to play a part in developing the bigger picture.
Meanwhile, Executive Secretary for Integral Development of the OAS, Kim Osborne, said the Congress presented an opportunity for cooperation and collaboration for the region's tourism products enhancement.
I believe that these efforts can build on the legacy of 2017 as an International Year of Sustainable Tourism for Development and propel an enhanced role for tourism within our country. The Declaration of Georgetown that you will consider during this conference will be the document to outline this path. The OAS will be your partner and we will continue to support the efforts of member states to realize these mandates.
The first day of the Congress consisted of 5 engaging plenary sessions among the officials on topics of sustainable tourism and connecting the Americas, the role of information communication technology, ICT, and the removal of certain barriers to entry were seen as essential. Minister of Telecommunications, Catherine Hughes.
Access to the internet has had a massive impact on the travel and tourism industry with the development of millions of websites, reservation systems, online booking agencies, access to online tour operators, and of course the traditional travel agents.
And removal of certain barriers to entry around the Caribbean and all restrictions affecting tourism planning and promotion, Chief Executive Officer and Secretary General of the Caribbean Tourism Organization, Hugh Riley, said needed to be addressed.
Intra-Caribbean tourism is critical, but that also has to work hand in glove with connecting people who want to come into a particular catchment area of the Caribbean, wherever that hub might be, and then enjoy the benefits of intra-Caribbean tourism. So the whole business of twin destination or multi-destination tourism has to be properly explored and has to be properly implemented, which means that we have to fix the connectivity and we have to just reduce and remove some of the barriers to entry that we have.
For the two-day session, local stakeholders showcased their various business and products. They included representatives of various airlines, hotels, indigenous groups supported by the Ministry of Indigenous Peoples Affairs, tourism agencies and resorts, to name a few.
We're here promoting our safaris. For these safaris, we try to promote domestic tourism because we want Guyanese to have the opportunity to travel into these destinations, learn about the history, understand the culture, see what these people have to offer.
We're here at the conference to basically showcase what we provide and offer at AIRWAYS. We are, as you know, a sustainable conservation area that is focused on sustainable tourism.
We've been flying for 6 years, but out of Guyana for 5 years. We have 5 to 6 flights a week coming into Guyana from North America. We're a sustainable airline after being here for 5 years. And the tourists, the diaspora, we bring in a lot of people into Guyana.
InfoHub spoke with some of the ministers and high-level authorities of tourism of the various countries who gave insight on the plenary sessions throughout the event.
Well, first of all, I think it's really fantastic and excellent that Guyana has decided to host this conference. It certainly puts Guyana on the map. And I think it's extremely important to look at, to work on developing sustainable tourism for Guyana. And as your minister said, Minister Gaskin said, you have no other choice. I mean, it's the only option if you really want to develop sustainably and if you want people to have inclusive growth and everybody to actually benefit from tourism.
The sessions have generated a lot of discussion. They have been a virtual mine of information about strategies, best practices for tourism in the region, challenges, faces, and the prospects. The key issues that were highlighted, issues like connectivity, you know, the importance of connecting the territories in the Americas, resilience, which was a big theme this morning, because several of the countries here had bad experiences in 2017 with hurricanes and storms and so on. Resilience, they are telling us, means more than that. What you do in terms of policies and so on to make your tourism industry sustainable. Then there were other items like the importance of product innovation. You know, unless the product is innovated, it would not survive, it would not be interesting.
I think it has been very useful in sharing ideas. Of course, having gone through the last hurricane season, the issue of the resilience of the sector is critical.
The sessions were very insightful, I must say. The panelists, they gave a wealth of information. You know, you had panelists speaking about airlift, and you had those speaking about building networks with the tourism industry, business networks, encouraging private-public partnerships to strengthen the industry. So generally, I would say the topics were well researched, and it gave the audience a lot to think about. And also the level of the feedback, the questions so far has been really great.
What I've noticed thus far from this conference is huge advancements in the promotion of tourism and the push for a sustainable tourism base here in Guyana. That's very impressive. It's something similar that we're trying to do in Belize as well. I can tell that tourism is now a pivotal part of the interests of the Guyanese government to get it done and get it done right. People are always wonderful. The food is always great here. I like coming to Guyana, so I guess I'm a little biased.
Well, I'm very surprised about all the information that we're getting about Guyana through this visit. And not only getting to meet the people that works in the sector from the government, but also the opportunity we have to get involved with more of the local community, those that are exhibiting at the event hall. And also there's a lot of common aspects that we can develop as tourist products regarding, for instance, the biodiversity, which is so rich in the country of Guyana, and also the ethnic appeal for the original people from this area. So it's been very revealing and very interesting, and I think a meeting like this should create bridges for us to work together in developing a multi-destination product.
Following 10 plenary sessions by officials on March 22, an all-day meeting concluded with the adoption of the Declaration of Georgetown. This document forms the basis for the development of partnerships for the growth of the tourism industry in the Americas. Minister of Business with responsibility for tourism, DOMINIC Gaskin.
What was nice about it, what was good about it were the discussions, and as I said in my closing remarks, a lot of the the issues discussed, the topics discussed were very relevant to Guyana. You know, we have a lot to learn. We are fairly young as a tourism destination, and therefore to have all this expertise in the same room, high-level expertise and high-level representation from the different countries is very good exposure for us. It was very valuable for us. We learned a lot, and it gives us a much better sense of where we are and where we need to go with tourism in Guyana.
United States Ambassador to Guyana Perry Holloway and Managing Director, Center for Responsible Travel Samantha Bray also gave the conference a glowing review.
I think it was a good experience for Guyana to hear from a lot of countries which have a lot more experience and more developed tourism industries. So I think a lot of lessons learned were exchanged. And I think this bodes well for the future of tourism in Guyana.
This is my first time to have the pleasure of visiting Guyana, and I've been totally blown away so far, and I've barely even gotten a chance to leave the hotel, but Guyana has come to us here. I'm so glad. The exhibition that has been put on by various aspects of the Guyanese society, the indigenous tourism, the agricultural products, the hotels, the tours, there's so much to offer in Guyana, and I can't wait to come back for weeks in order to explore it all. The conference itself has been fantastic. The information and exchange of knowledge has been flowing nonstop, and I'm coming back to the United States rejuvenated and excited about all of the potential that Guyana and the Americas offer. And I know that there are great things coming in this region, and I can't wait to be a part of that and to come and enjoy it more myself.
OAS Executive Secretary for Integral Development, Kim Osborne, commended Guyana for hosting a memorable event.
What we had was strong levels, strong indications of support, strong indications of collaboration and cooperation between and among countries, to dialogue, to share experiences, to share lessons learned and good practices, and to the extent that member states have made offers of cooperation to each other, to learn from each other. We are very grateful for the outcome of this meeting.
I think it was a fantastic conference where all different Caribbean countries can come together and share different ideas, especially as it relates to sustainable tourism and also the whole issue of resilience. You know, with climate change, it is truly real nowadays. We've seen the huge waves you had in Guyana a couple of weeks ago. We've had major storms in Dominica, so we have to be able to bounce back as quickly as possible, and this is what this conference was all about. So I look forward to attending the next one, and we can continue to share information for the benefit of our country and our people for economic growth.
We really want to applaud our local ministry and the OAS for coming together to organize such a great event and having this Congress here in Guyana to really showcase Guyana as a destination, a possible destination with much potential. And I look forward to the results of the past 2 days' discussion, and of course the countries in the Americas affirming the Georgetown Declaration. That was a big part of the reason why we're here, and I think it went really well. Fly Jamaica was really honored to be invited to speak, and we're happy to be a part of the initiative.
Now, I was actually really amazed at what a professional job this ministerial has been. I've learned a lot. First of all, just in terms of the services they are here in Guyana. It's been a real tribute to Guyana that they've put together such a professional event.
The next Inter-American Congress of Ministers and High-Level Authorities of Tourism will be held in Paraguay in 2021. Reporting from the Marriott Hotel Guyana for InfoHub, I am Crystal Stahl.
This brings us to the end of another InfoHub Extended, where we focused on Guyana's successful hosting of the 24th Inter-American Congress of Ministers and High-Level Authorities of Tourism. Thanks for watching. Please join us again.